All of you, shall we start? Okay, sir. Sir, Company Law, Companies Act 2013. Yes, sir. Sir, why, sir? Why this act, sir? Why do we need it, sir? People, Companies Act 2013. Sir, now the question is, sir, why do we need company law? Is it even essential? Is it required? Sir, and Companies Act 2013, until then, didn't we have any law on companies? So, what about all these companies, sir? So, people, company law is not new to India. In fact, it was there in the 18th century only. It was there in the 18th century only. Sir, our first company, East India Company, the company which we had seen, East India Company. Yes. So, sir, the company concept is not new, people. It's very old. In India only there are companies which are more than 100 years old. In India, there are companies which are more than 100 years old. So there are companies. Sir, now, so the first thing we are sure that company concept is not new in India. But the concept of law in India, which we started actually looking at, it started in the 18th century. But one of the very predominant law was 1913 Companies Act 1913. After Companies Act 1913, there became another law which is called as Companies Act 1956. This was like a game changer. Companies Act 1956. Sir, there were more sections in Companies Act 1956. There were more sections. More sections, sir, people. More than 600 sections. More than 600 sections. Sir, and it had less rules. It had less rules. Sir, this was Companies Act 1956. Okay, so what, sir? Sir, Companies Act 1956 was repealed, or basically whatever were the company law existing before 2013, everything was compiled, everything was put together. And with the changing economy and time, we had to bring a law which is at pace. 1956 we are reading now. The companies are cheating like left and right, so that we cannot hold that good. So, sir, for that we introduced a new law called as Companies Act 2013. So, sir, 2013 came into picture and it repealed all the previous company laws. That is your 1956, 1913. Sir, everything was repealed. Sir, now it is one consolidated law. So, that is only called as Companies Act 2013. Sir, in Companies Act 2013, there are 470 sections. Yeah, see, aren't you guys lucky? Look at the sections. In old act, it was more than 600 sections. Sir, here it is only 470 sections. But there are more rules. Sir, less sections but more rules. People, this is not there in depth for you, but I'll just tell you the concept. Why? In one place, you will have to know it. That is the reason I'm explaining it to you. Okay. People, always remember, sections always tell you what to do. Rules always tell you how to do. Sections always tell you what to do. Rules always tell you how to do. Okay, sir, that's all. That is the difference. Huh? For that, we could have kept 600 odd sections. Or, sir, why should we increase rules? Why should we decrease section? What is this nonsense, sir? People, always listen. If you want to change anything in the section, I repeat, if you want to change anything in the section, you remember how a law is made. You remember how a law is made? First day I had told you, sir, there will be a draft bill, sir, which will be submitted in both houses. Sir, Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. Sir, both the houses should pass, not one. Sir, after both the houses passes, it goes to President of India. Sir, once the President of India agrees, sir, it will be published in something called as Official Gazette. Sir, once it is published in this, then only a law is made. You remember? You remember me telling this in the first class? All this is not there, but for you to understand. Sir, if at all a law has to be amended, anything in a section has to be amended, people, again the same thing is to be followed. If you want to amend anything, again the same procedure is to be followed. Meaning what, sir? Assume people, BJP wants to amend anything. There is a word which they need to change. Now they have to go to Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha. There will be your opponents also sitting. Congress people will also be sitting. They should agree. They won't agree. That is the reason in India to pass a bill is very, very, very time taking. It takes years. Because if at all the opponent party agrees, the credit goes to the ruling party, no? So they won't agree. Whether it is good or bad, they won't agree. So, sir, to amend a section also, you need to undergo the same route. But people, remember carefully, if you want to change anything in the rule, people, there is nothing, people. You need not go through the entire route. Then, sir, people, central government can only change the rules. So, sir, central government today it is BJP. Sir, that too, Companies Act. Sir, Minister of Corporate Affairs is Nirmala Sitharaman. Nirmala Sitharaman. So, sir, if at all rules needs to be amended, she need not have to take anyone's permission. Rules can be just amended by the central government only. That is the ruling party. No Lok Sabha, no Rajya Sabha, nothing required. So, sir, Companies Act 2013 was a master plan. They knew that we have to avoid this big procedure. So, what did they do? They decreased the sections, they increased the rules. So, why? I just told you. Sir, is it all there in our syllabus? Not there. Just for your information, I told you. There are many things, Muskan, like that. There are many things. With regards to land, there are many acts which are pending. Forget about all that. Do you know GST? GST was first introduced by Congress only in the year 2009 by Chidambaram. He said we will introduce GST very soon. But GST bill was passed in the year 2016. Where is 2009? Where is 2016? In 2009, Congress introduced it. BJP said no. And in 2016, BJP only introduced it. And that time, Congress said no. Yes, that is how these people are. That is how it is. Getting the point? Yeah. Okay, sir. So, sir, this is how the things are built on. Okay. Sir, we got a fair idea. Something and all. Okay. Now, sir, tell us what is Companies Act. So, people, simple things. Sir, Indian Contract Act, an act made to govern the contracts in India. Sir, Companies Act, sir, an act made to govern companies in India. People, the moment I say company, there are lots and lots of types of companies. We will be seeing very much in detail. Do not worry about it. We'll be seeing in detail. So, sir, there are lots of companies. You will see in certain companies the number of people, the interest involved. Sir, for example, if I have to tell you about Satyam. Satyam was a listed company. Satyam was a listed company. Yeah. Shares also will be discussed. Yes. So, sir, Satyam was a listed company. People in listed company, there will always be lakhs of shareholders. Lakhs and lakhs of shareholders. Yeah. Who is Satyam? Satyam Computers. Ramalinga Raju. Yeah. Okay, sir. Sir, Satyam scam. Sir, lakhs and lakhs of shareholders. People, now imagine there is a contract made only for two people. Sir, there was a law made only because there are two people involved. Indian Contract Act. Sir, there was a law made only because there were two people involved in a sale of goods act. People in a company, there are lakhs of shareholders. Now tell me how strong a law should be. So people, that is how the company law, the Companies Act was made, to make sure that there is no fraud, minimalistic, so that people won't take advantage of people's money. Lot of accountability. You need to inform everything under the sun to the government. Everything should be informed. Sir, so all this was put in place in this new act, that is Companies Act 2013. Yes, sir. Huh. I'll tell you once we go deeper. If time permits, I'll tell you about that. There are a lot other scams also. Yes, I'll tell you. Yeah. So this one is clear. All of you. Yes, sir. Sir, now we got to know what is Companies Act. Yes, sir. Why it is needed also we got to know. Perfect. Sir, applicability of Companies Act 2013. Sir, for whom and all the Companies Act is applicable? Sir, the company law is applicable to the companies incorporated under this act or the previous company law, insurance companies, banking companies, companies engaged in supply of electricity. Sir, any other company governed by special act or such other body corporate, sir, notified by the government. Sir, is it important? It is just an intro part. Do not break your head. Sir, in short, sir, the Companies Act 2013 is applicable to, sir, first thing, for all the companies incorporated under this act or previous law. Sir, now what do you mean by this? Companies incorporated under this act or previous law? Sir, what do you first of all mean by this word incorporated? Remember this word? The word incorporated means registered. In this chapter, that is a keyword. You need to write it as incorporated only. Incorporated means, sir, registered. Yes, so companies registered under this act or previous laws. So, sir, Companies Act 2013 is applicable to all the companies which are registered under this act, or, sir, the companies registered under previous company law. Okay. Sir, people, why did the lawmakers include this point? Listen carefully. Question, exam question, sir. Infosys company was incorporated in the year, assume 1981. Infosys was incorporated in the year 1981. Okay, sir. Sir, the Companies Act is 2013. Sir, if there is a new company coming, then yes. Now, if any company starts now, it obviously comes under Companies Act 2013. Sir, now tell me, is this Companies Act 2013 applicable to Infosys, which was registered under old act? Sir, for them, is this new law applicable? For Infosys, is this 2013 act applicable? Is it applicable? So the law says same thing. if at all there is any company incorporated after 2013 or even before, if there is any company incorporated, sir, for both of them, the Companies Act 2013 is applicable. Yeah, it should be, right? That is what the lawmakers have included. Yes, yes, sir. Sir, not only that. So all the companies are covered. Yes, you name the company, they are covered. Sir, second one, insurance company. People, any insurance company. Sir, why are they written specifically? Even they are companies. No, your general insurance, ICICI, Lombard, Religare. Sir, all these are insurance companies. Pratul asks, sir, what if it is 1948? Pratul, even 18th century company also should follow Companies Act 2013. So it just says any previous company law. It is not saying Companies Act 1956. Yeah. Huh. So, sir, insurance company, banking company, electricity company. So, sir, insurance company, it is also applicable to insurance company. It is also applicable to banking company. Sir, it is also applicable to company engaged in supply and production of electricity. Sir, supply and production of electricity. I will show. Sir, so all these companies it is there. So for them also Companies Act is applicable. Is it? For them also it is applicable. But sir, why should they give it, under a different heading? It is already covered under the company, right? Now insurance company. Sir, ICICI Lombard. Sir, Religare. Sir, all these are insurance companies. Sir, banking company. Sir, ICICI, HDFC, SBI, Axis, all these are banking companies. Sir, electricity, Adani Power, Tata Power. Sir, all these are electric companies which are engaged in electricity. Sir, but for them, why is it separately written? People, for all these companies, they also have an industry specific law. Sir, insurance company has a law called as IRDA, not Tamil IRDA. Sir, IRDA means what, sir? IRDA means Insurance Regulatory Development Authority. IRDA, Insurance Regulatory Development Authority, Act 1999. People, that itself is an ocean. So for them, they need a person to govern them. So for them, there is a specific law. Sir, banking company, people, there is a specific law, Banking Regulation Act, and RBI governs the banks. Same way, electricity companies also have a special law for them. So, sir, the law says even for them it is applicable. Companies Act is applicable for them also. But if your specific law tells you to do something, you do that. Sir, assume on the same subject matter, the Insurance Development Authority Act tells something and Companies Act tells something else. Sir, there is contradiction. They are not talking the same. Now what do I do? Whenever there is a specific law, follow the specific law. That is what the law says. Is this clear? Applies to all these three. Day people, is this clear? Yes. Whenever there is a general thing, whenever there is a specific thing, always give importance to a specific thing. Now, all of you were asking me, sir, what does this basically the section 1, what does it talk about? Section 1 always talks about applicability. So, to whom and all it will be applicable, that is what it talks about. Okay. Sir, any other company governed by any special act. Sir, any other company governed by special act, this I will tell you when we are doing types of companies. Different types of companies, we'll cover that. Is it clear, all of you? Okay, sir. People, start. Day people, start. Yes, sir. So, sir, let us start knowing about, first let us know what is a company. Sir, first let us start knowing about what is a company. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, sir, to know what is a company, we need to know what are the features of company. To know what do you mean by company, we need to first understand what are the features of company. People, every word is important. Listen carefully. So the first feature till now, whatever we have been seeing, sir, it is called as separate legal entity. In brackets, I'll be writing something called as corporate wheel. As of now, do not bother about this word. When I'm doing it in the next topic, I'll be explaining you what do you mean by corporate wheel. As of now, just concentrate on separate legal entity. Sir, what is the separate legal entity, sir? What do you mean by this? What is this concept? People listen very carefully. Yesterday itself I told you what, sir? Sir, when I say the type of person, sir, there is a artificial person, natural person. Artificial person, a person who has taken the birth as per the law. So, sir, he exists in the law. He is a different person. He is there for the law. Yes, sir. So, sir, a company is a person. So, okay, what if he's a person? People, whatever are the rights you people enjoy, sir, all those rights are given to the company as well. Meaning what, sir? People always remember this, very, very, very important. The moment people, generally you call them promoters, people who start the company. Sir, there were two people who started one company. Two people started one company. Yes, sir. People, the moment a company is started, people, that's it. They are different. The company is different. People, the company is like Chitti robot. Yeah. The company itself has things to do. It can do anything what it wants. Sir, what do you mean? If it wants to buy property, it will buy property in its own name. If it wants to enter into contract, it will enter into contract in its own name. If someone has done a damage to the company, if it wants, it can file a case on them. Sir, in the same way, if someone has done something, sir, we have done something wrong to the company, sir, even they can file a case on us. Sir, we have done something wrong to outsiders. Sir, even outsiders can file a case on us. Now, when I say us, on whom should we file? People, now you only imagine. You will be doing you will be doing all transactions with Flipkart, Amazon. Whom will you file case on? Zomato. Will you file a case on Deepinder Goyal if it is Zomato? Sir, if it is in the case of Flipkart, sir, if it is in the case of Amazon, do you hold the owner liable? No. You just write it for Flipkart. You write it for Amazon. You will not file a case against the shareholders. You will file a case against the company. Why? Once it is started, it is on its own. It has a recognition. It has an existence. It lives. Sir, that is only called as separate legal entity. The moment a company is started, people, shareholders are different. Sir, the company is different. People, this was not the case with partnership. Whatever is the partnership's property, that is partner's property only. But here that is not the case. Company's property is company's property only. It doesn't become the shareholder's property until winding up. So, sir, company is a separate legal entity. Okay, sir. Sir, tell us more, sir. Separate legal entity. a company is separate from its members. When I say members, shareholders. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, give us some case. No, sir. That by that we will understand it more. Okay, I'll give. So, sir, the first case law here is Makora versus Northern Assurance Company. People listen carefully what happened in this case. Very interesting case. Sir, there was a company XYZ. Sir, this company was into dealing with timber. Sir, what do you mean by timber? Timber is basically wood people. So the business of the company was, sir, to deal in timber. Yes. Okay, sir. Sir, now one day what happened? The owner of this company, the owner of the company was Mr. Makora. Sir, he was only the shareholder. Sir, Makora only was a director. Sir, Makora basically was everything in the company. There was nothing else. Everything was Makora only. So what did he do? He thought, today's date, it is very difficult to run such companies. Tomorrow, if there is any accident. Sir, what do you mean by accident? Sir, what do you mean by accident? Sir, accident? Sir, imagine if this particular, what do you say? The building, the business, so the company catches fire or some accident happens. Sir, it catches fire. Sir, and the entire stock gets destroyed. It is going to be a huge loss for me. So what did Makora do? Sir, Makora went to a insurance company. So, sir, Makora went to a insurance company and he took a insurance. Sir, what is the insurance? Insurance said, if at all my company suffers any damages, it can be accident, theft or anything, then you have to give that money to me. He entered into a contract in his name saying that if anything happens to my company, then you need to give the entire insurance money to me. And he entered into a contract on behalf of this particular company. That is his company. Sir, as Makora expected, one day there was a huge fire and the entire stock was damaged, totally destroyed. Makora was still laughing and said, haha, so what? I have insurance. Makora, he went to the insurance company and he asked, hey bro, what's up? How you doing? Yeah. So my go down is on fire. So you give me the amount. Have brought the briefcase also. If you give, I'll keep and I'll go. So when the claim was taken, when the insurance company made its research, the insurance, whatever he claimed, sir, the claim was rejected. Sir, the claim was rejected. Now the question was why? So Makora also went to the court. Makora asked, why did you, can I know why did you guys reject my claim? It was so valid. I've paid money also. Why did you reject my claim? So sir, the Northern Assurance Company said, very simple Makora. That is the reason I tell you to know certain basics and then come and do the transaction. What is the basic? It's very simple. What? First thing, what did your sir say? Company is a separate legal entity. Did he say or not? Yes, he said. They can have, what do you mean by that separate legal entity? Company can have property in its name. Correct. Company can enter into a contract in its own name. The moment a company is registered, you are different, the company is different. Yes, you have taken insurance, but you have taken it in your name. How can you do it for the company? You should have taken the policy in the name of the company and not your name. Why? Because the timber does not belong to you, it belongs to the company. You are not the owner of the timber. You are not the owner of the timber. The company is the owner. You are who? You are just a shareholder. The moment the company started, you are different. The company is different. So get lost from here, will not pay you. Sir, the matter went to court. Even the court decided the same thing. There is a concept called as separate legal entity. The moment there is no contract or property in the name of the company, it is not a valid contract. In this case, Mekora lost the case. Any doubt? Sanjana has a question. Sir, if company's vehicle meet with an accident, even the company's vehicle also belong to the company only. Even that should be in the name of the company only. Getting the point? Getting the point? No, Sanjana, it cannot happen. See, company's property should be in company's name, not in the shareholder's name. That is what the law is trying to tell you here. And if you are entering into a contract, it should be in the company's name and not your name. Are you getting the point? All of you. Is this clear, not clear? Now people, I'll give you one more example. By this, you will understand this concept even more clearly. The most popular case, people, I will take little time to explain this, but listen. Yeah. Yes, people, in this case, what happened? Makora, he took a insurance policy on behalf of the company in his name, but the property is company's. Why will the loss come to you? It should have taken in the company's name, right? Not in his name. The moment you say separate legal entity, you should have taken in the company's name. Why did you take it in your name? Getting the point? Yes. People, popular case law. Sir, Salomon versus Salomon. Sir, Salomon versus Salomon and Company Limited. Sir, now what is this company, Salomon versus Salomon? What happened? Listen carefully. People, there was one happy person back then. Sir, his name was called as Aaron Salomon. Yeah, Salomon. He is only called our Salomon, our hero of the story. Sir, this person was a very, very popular shoe manufacturer. He was into manufacturing of the shoes. Sir, his business was very, very successful, very, very good. Sir, now in this business, what happened? Sir, when the business was going on very smoothly, yes. So, sir, in this company, his children, that is this. So, this business, whatever he was doing it in the form of sole proprietorship. Yeah, he was a sole proprietor. He was the only owner. He was doing bindas business. Sir, when this business was going so good, sir, Salomon also had children. Obviously, children are greedy. Sir, now what did the Salomon children do? They said, Papa, even we want to join your business. But sole proprietor, there can only be one owner. So what did Salomon do? Salomon went to few professionals and he asked that I want to take in my children also as the owners. That is they should also hold certain interest. It should not be like employee. So professionals back then, they suggested, okay sir, do one thing. You open a company. Okay. After opening a company, what should I do? Sir, once you open a company, all of you become shareholders. Minor cannot become a shareholder. No, minor cannot become shareholder. No. Huh. So, sir, once you open a company, you first open a company, sir. Okay. He opened a company called Salomon Company Limited. Salomon and Company Limited. Okay. So, he opened a company also. Sir, now he made himself, that is the Salomon, sir, his wife, sir, and his children as shareholders. Sir, he took one share. Sir, wife, he gave one share. Sir, and he had 5 children. Sir, he gave 5 shares to the children, one each. So 5 children, he gave 5 shares. So total the company had 7 shares at the date of incorporation. So he incorporated a company. Now in this way, Salomon could take all his family also into the business. Okay, sir. Now the business is formed. Now the company is formed. What business will the company do? So Salomon wanted to continue the same shoe manufacturing. So for that, they came to an arrangement. What? See, back then, see what and all they did. They came to a conclusion what? The Salomon company will pay consideration. What do you mean by consideration? Here it is money or something equivalent to money. Salomon and Company Limited will give consideration to Aaron Salomon, and Aaron Salomon will transfer his business, goodwill, everything to the company. Or goodwill to the company. In reality, both are same only. No, Salomon only himself. He is only this person. Yeah. So he transferred, his business to the company, and in return, he took some money. Sir, this is how the entire plot was made. And sir, the business was also started. The company started doing the same shoe manufacturing business, sir, and they facilitated this entire transaction. Sir, till now clear? Aaron Salomon, sole proprietor, sold the business to the company. Company also run by him only. So they were the shareholders. So they took the business. In the books only all this. In reality, everything him only. So he took the business. So now the company is doing the business. Okay, sir. Now, sir, the company started working. It started going peacefully. And one more thing, sir, consideration. For consideration, the consideration was divided into 3 things. The first one, he gave certain part of the consideration as shares to himself. That is, he gave in total 38,782 pounds. The Salomon company gave 38,782 pounds to Aaron Salomon. Sir, and how was it given for this transaction? Sir, shares, 20,000 shares was given to him. So which made him, when he opened the company, he got 1 share. Sir, plus 20,000 shares he got now. So in total, now their company had 20,007 shares. Yes. Okay, sir. Sir, and the rest of it, sir, he gave something called as secured debentures worth 10,000. Secured debentures worth 10,000. Sir, and the rest of it, whatever is the remaining part, was given in cash. Sir, the rest of it was given in cash. How much? Sir, 8,782 pounds. Sir, was given in cash. So this is how the business was transferred and the money was settled between him only. Everything is him. Sir, this is how it was settled. Sir, shares, equity shares was given. Secured debenture. What do you mean by secured debenture, people? Debenture is basically a debt instrument. Debt. What do you mean by secured? So today we are not giving you money, but you do one thing. After 1 year or 1.5 year, you come and you show us this instrument. We are giving you a bond. Whenever you come and show this bond in the future, we will repay you money. What if you do not have money that time? What if the company does not have money that time? Yeah, what if you do not have money to repay? The moment it is mentioned as secured, you can sell any asset of the company to take back your money. Correct? That is the meaning of secured. Banks give you secured loans. By taking your property, if you are not repaying it, what will the bank do? It will take your asset. Sir, so this was the transaction. Okay, sir. So the transaction went. Sir, the business was also transferred. Consideration was also paid. Cash, shares, debentures, everything is given. Okay, sir. Now, sir, the company started doing business. But people, yes, the company was not doing so great. The sales started falling. So they wanted money. So they approached some banks or creditors. Yeah, they went to banks, creditors, and all that, and they borrowed some loan. Why? To survive. Sir, and they again went on for some more time, and finally people, they could no longer survive. They reached the stage of winding up. The business had to be shut. It can no longer be pulled like this. Sir, as on the date of winding up, the company had assets and liabilities. Sir, how much assets were there? In the company, the assets were 6,055 pounds. Sir, but liabilities were 17,733 pounds. So, sir, obviously assets are less, liabilities are more. Yeah. So, sir, assets are less, liabilities are more. Sir, even in this liabilities, sir, 10,000 pounds and 7,733 pounds. Sir, 10,000 was a debt which the company had to pay to Salomon. Where, sir? Why should they pay? You remember this secured debenture, it is still there. No, the company had to pay this. The company has not yet repaid this money. 10,000, it is still there, that bond. So 10,000 any day the company has to pay. That is this 10,000. Sir, this 7,733 are the, it is the money which the company had borrowed from outside creditors. Here. Yes, so this 7,733 belonged to outsiders. Day people, promise on yourself and tell me, till now do you guys have any doubt? People, so far all of you understood. All of you understood. Yes. Huh. You guys would have seen this case law in 100 places, but yes, this is what actually happened in depth. Yes, sir. People, now what happened? See here. Sir, the Salomon company. Sir, first thing, they brought the business by giving money to Salomon only. Salomon only was a seller. Sir, the buyer Salomon and company. Sir, in this the majority shareholder. Sir, 20,000 one share is again held by Salomon. Sir, the director of the company is also Salomon. Sir, basically everything is Salomon, correct. Now what did Salomon do? Whatever were the assets left in the winding up, Salomon said, I will take those assets. I will sell it, and that 6,055 pounds worth money, I will take it. If there is anything remaining, you guys take, said Salomon. Now these outside creditors, they filed a case against Salomon. They went to court. What? Sir, what nonsense is he talking, sir? The business is his. It was taken from him. The shareholder is this person. Everything is this person. How can he take the money? He should first give it to us. No. Sir, the company and him both are one and the same. When there is little money, how can he take? First, it is any person would give it to outsiders first. How can he take first, sir? The company and him are one and the same. Sir, people, concept of separate legal entity strongly, just like this, like a seal, it came into picture. McCartan was the judge. Sir, this is what was said as a judgment. Yes, everywhere it was Salomon, but remember, Salomon is different, the company is different. The company has its own existence, and whatever Salomon is taking money, Salomon is taking the money in the capacity of a secured debenture. What does the secured debenture say? Before repaying it to anyone, if your money is not repaid, then first the assets will be sold and you will have the first right. Salomon had issued a secured debenture. So rightfully Salomon will get the money, because here the company and Salomon are not one and the same. They both are two different people. Because company has its own existence. So, sir, the outside creditors lost the case, Salomon won the case, and he was able to take this money on the grounds of separate legal entity, though he was only everything. But from the company's point of view, he is also an outsider. Is this clear? Any doubts? Day people. Yes. So people remember this concept. I will again take back this concept in the concept of corporate will. Yeah, I will again remind you about the separate legal entity, but remember that. Sir, the next characteristic of a company is perpetual succession. People, in the last chapter, I stressed on word perpetual losses. Sir, what was that perpetual? What do you mean by perpetual? Sir, the word perpetual means people forever or continuous. So, sir, now what do you mean by perpetual succession? Okay, I'll tell you. People, there were two partners. There were two partners. One partner dies. What used to happen? There were two partners. One partner dies. What will happen? Dear people, two partners, one partner dies. Sir, it ends up in dissolution. Okay. And the assets will be given to legal representatives. All that we saw. Yes, sir. Sir, assume there are four partners and the agreement is silent. It doesn't talk anything. Sir, even then, if any partner dies, sir, automatically the firm comes to a dissolution. This we saw. All of you remember or not? Yes, sir. Sir, now remember carefully. Sir, now assume there are two shareholders. Sir, now assume there are two shareholders. People, what will happen if one shareholder dies? What will happen if one shareholder dies? Nothing. Funeral. Okay. So that coffin dance will happen, sir. Tan 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 tan. Okay. Sir, why are you asking this? Why did you actually ask this? Okay, people, I just got certain oldest companies in India list for you. Can you see this? Not my, I have not made a Wikipedia. Yeah. Can you see this? Oldest companies in India. Can you see this? Probably the one which you guys would know. Can you see this? Nestle, Tata, Dabur. Yeah, can you see that? Yes. So tell me, Tata Group people, who was the founder of Tata? Who was the founder of Tata? Ratan Tata. Ratan Tata. There was one more person called JRD, Jamshed. Yes, sir. So people, can you see? Reliance, who was the founder? Reliance, who was the founder? Reliance, who was the founder? Sir, Dhirubhai Ambani. Sir, Dhirubhai Ambani passed away. Did Reliance come to end? Sir, Jamshedji Tata passed away. Did Tata come to end? Sir, what do you want to prove? People may come and go, but the company goes on forever and ever. Yes. So, sir, listen carefully. Now, people assume there were a group of shareholders. Sir, there are group of shareholders. Yes, sir. Sir, this group of shareholders, sir, all of them, they met for a meeting. Where was the meeting? Sir, in the registered office of the company. Wherever the office is, sir, they met for a meeting. Sir, when there were three shareholders in a company, all three shareholders had come for a meeting. In the office only, where all the documents, papers, everything are there, people, everything related to the company, everything is there. Sir, when the company meeting was going on, sir, there was one guest who came. Sir, who was the guest? Sir, the guest was our terrorist. Yes, sir. Sir, the terrorist came inside the registered office, sir, and he had that human bomb. And he was a suicide bomber, sir, and he pressed the button. Sir, all the shareholders passed away. All the papers, documents were totally burnt. People, the building only collapsed. The main building collapsed. Now tell me whether the company will continue or not. Yes. No, sir. Continue, sir. People, simple. It will continue, not continue. It will continue. It will continue. Company will continue, sir. Company will continue, sir. Not continue, sir. Okay. People, no matter what happens, people, no matter what happens, people, company, people may come and go, but the company goes on forever and ever and ever. Is this concept clear? Yes. So, sir, people may come, people may go, but sir, the company will go on forever and ever. Yes, sir. Okay, sir. So, sir, even if there is a atom bomb, nuclear bomb, they will give certain words in your exam. Whether the company will go on forever, people, atom bomb, earthquake, even if the world only ends, company will still go on. Yes, people, that is called as perpetual succession. That is, members may come and go, but the company will go on forever and ever. Yeah? Okay. I will give you a written notes. Do not worry about this. Sir, the next concept is called limited liability. Sir, the next concept is called as limited liability. People, limited liability is there under two places. Do you want me to tell it here and give you a cross reference in the later part? Or do you want me to explain in the later part and skip the topic now? What do you prefer? Okay, we'll do later. Done. Sir, so limited part, let us do later. We'll be doing under the types of companies. We have company limited by liability and all. We'll be doing it there. I'll give you a cross reference. Okay, sir. So the next concept is called as artificial person. Company is a artificial legal person. This all of us know. We have seen company is a person. I have told you 100 times. Correct. Sir, he takes birth by law, not by natural birth. Correct? Yes, sir. Sir, the next concept of company, sir, common seal. Yes, people, common seal. Tell me, is it mandatory, not mandatory? What do you know about common seal? You guys would have studied something in your degree, sir, about common seal. Huh? You guys would have studied something, no? Sir, what is this common seal? What is it? Sorry, in your PU. Sir, common seal is nothing but an official signature of the company. Correct? Correct, sir. Yes, sir. So, common seal is nothing but an official signature of the company. So, you tell me, is common seal mandatory, not mandatory? Is it required or is it optional? What do you think? Mandatory, mandatory. Sir, our PO and all we have studied, sir. You can't cheat us, sir. Master? Okay, except two people, all of you, whatever you said, yes, you're absolutely wrong. Sir, common seal is no longer mandatory. It is absolutely optional. Sir, then what did we study in our PU degree and all, sir? Whatever you studied is absolutely wrong. Sir, common seal is no longer mandatory. It is optional. Meaning, sir, if the company wants, it can have. If the company does not have, it is okay. No mandate for the company. They have removed. Earlier, it was mandatory. Now they have made it as optional. Is this clear? Sir, when, sir? People, not now. 2015 they have made it. 2015. Not today or yesterday. Sir, but tell us why, sir. Then how will the company sign? People, they have used the logic here. I'll just explain you the logic so that it will sit here. Now, people tell me, can the people, I say company is a person, but tell me, can company only come and press the seal? Will company only come and press the seal? Someone should press it, no? Someone should press it, no? So indirectly, if I make a common seal mandatory, I'm just wasting money. Why? End of the day, someone is pressing it. Instead, don't you think I can just tell him to sign? Instead of pressing this common seal, I can tell him only to sign, no? Both are one and the same, right? Now imagine, man, today I take a company seal, I will come and press the seal. Instead of that, you can tell me to sign, no? Sir, but how will we know who will sign? Now, who are the main people in the company? Sir, the main people in the company are these people. Shashi, I'll come to your part. We'll be seeing your doubt under a concept called as OPC. I'll tell you when we are doing that. Yeah? But remember, people, so the same concept what applied here. What? See, as it is, the directors only will press the seal. So if there is no common seal, two directors should sign. Remember this, important. So how does a company which does not have a common seal, how does it authorize or how does it enter into a contract? Are you getting the point? Sir, if a company does not have a common seal, how does the company enter into a contract or how is the authorization made? So instead of pressing, two people is made mandatory to sign. Who? Two directors or by one director, and if there is a company secretary in the company, and so one director and one company secretary if company secretary is appointed. Sir, if CS is not appointed, then two directors can sign. But sir, if CS is appointed, mandatory he has to sign plus one director. Clear? Yes, Muskan, correct. So people, logically also it makes sense. Correct or no? Yes. So this is the logic behind why they made common seal optional. Yeah. In 2015, there is an amendment, people. Can you see this? Okay, sir. Sir, we understood it, sir. Yes, we got it, sir. Pakka, sir. Go for a break. After that, let us start your next concept. Yeah.